Alright, with YouTube back again with their video. In this video, we'll be breaking down where I actually take profits and you can start taking profits in better places and not getting stopped out too frequently. Let's get into it. Getting in is the easy part. Where you actually take profits decides where you keep the profits or get them back. And this is exactly how I manage a position from entry to exit on any setup. So the first thing you want to do before you enter any trade is defining the risk. Lots of people out there just go into trades blindly. They have no stop loss, no take profits. But the bare minimum, you guys should know where your trade is invalid and where you should stop out the trade and take the loss. So first things first, you want to define the risk very first. So what I normally look for is a stop underneath the level or a swing low. The key level indicator has that all marked out for you guys. You want to know your risk reward before entering the trade. The higher the risk reward, the better. At 2 to 1 is very good. 3 to 1, even better. Size, so a single loss is easy to take. You guys should not be oversizing, so you guys are putting $5,000 in a trade, that's half your portfolio. Maybe size down to a $1,000 position, and you're only risking about 10% of your portfolio based on the risk reward and everything going into the trade. And write the exit plan and do not improvise it. If you guys are just buying, taking these trades and have no stop loss, no clear take profit, you're gonna get too emotional. And that's when you start letting emotions dictate the trade plan as opposed to actually following the trade plan you laid out for you and being systematic with your approach. And just an overall tip here, if you can't find a logical stop, the trade is not clean enough, a good setup tells you where you're wrong and when you're right. So let's look at NVIDIA here, for example. Let's zoom in so you guys can see this very, very clearly here. So one of the key levels we had marked out on NVIDIA is 202. So let's zoom down here. Actually, let's get 202 marked out. If you guys don't know where 202 comes from. So 202 comes from this level right here on NVIDIA where you reject it multiple times. Resistance, resistance, support right here, support right here. Support. Now you're trying to flip that level back into resistance today on June 23rd. So zooming down here, the 15-minute, 5-minute time for where we're going to look at. So the easy thing to look at on this trade is, like I said, defining your risk first. So if you guys are trading the break and retest strategy, the thing I'd be looking for in NVIDIA for downside is the break and retest below 202. So just looking at the chart here very quickly, you guys can see NVIDIA is breaking back down below 202. And so just define my risk here, you can have two options here. You can put your stop loss with the key level slightly above like 202.50, have a pretty tight stop loss. Or in some cases here, if I want to have a wider stop loss, I'll put my stop loss above the most recent swing high, which would be up here at 203.78. So again, you can open up your risk a bit more if you have a bigger portfolio or you want to take more risk in the trade. But you have to also make sure you have a clear take profit, and that comes with also knowing your trade plan, define your risk before going into the trade. So looking at this trade here very quickly here. So if I were to enter in on NVIDIA here, let's pull up the short position right here. So I enter around this candle close right here, around 201.69. You could put your stop loss with this candle high around 203 or per above 203.80. So let's flip over to the key levels indicator and see where the next take profit would be based on the levels we have marked out right here. So as you guys can see here, looking at NVIDIA, your first take profit, would typically be around these swing lows around here, around like 199.34. So the risk reward on this trade would not be the best if you had your stop loss placed above high of day up here around 203.78, around 202.80 or 203 like we mentioned. But the next overall key level we marked out down here is the 100 SMA and 195.62. So going back over here to the other page we had marked out, so like we said, 195.62 where the 100 SMA is sitting. If you had your take profit all the way down here around 195.62, that would put your risk reward at a 3.15 R trade. So you're risking $1 on the trade to make $3 in profit. So that's why having a clean defined stop loss and this is why defining your risk, the very first thing you do before entering the trade, is the best thing you do because you know exactly where you're going to stop out, where the trade's invalid, and where your next take profit would be based on the levels you have marked out using the indicator. So the second thing I want to do here is pay yourself at target 1. When price hits the first logical target, takes them off, scaling out locks in real gains and takes the pressure off so you can let the rest run risk-free. So what do you want to look for? First target at the next resistance or the next measure move, you're trading a bull flag, inverse head and shoulders, etc. Scale out a portion and lock in the gain. So for example, if you have 5 contracts, 5 options, 5 option contracts, 5 NVIDIA puts, you could scale a half, 2 or 3 contracts to the first take profit. Then the 4th and 5th contracts are all risk-free and they're just runners at that point. You can stop out or break even. So like we said right here, move the stop up to cut or remove risk and let the remaining runners work for you. A common mistake is selling everything at the first pop, then watching it run without you. So at the very least, if you guys have a small portfolio, at least try to take 2 contracts. You guys can scale out 1 contract at the first take profit, and then you can at least try to let the trade run for you and work in your favor. So you're just not scaling all out with 1 contract and missing the entire move. So by doing that, you can take some, not all, off the trade. And again, a very common mistake here, people selling everything on the first pop and they miss out on the rest of the move to the upside or downside because you scaled out everything on the first initial move. So looking at NVIDIA here, just based on what we talked about, where'd my first take profits be if I was shorting below 202.50 for the break and retest? Again, not even using the key level indicators, looking at swing lows and swing highs. My first take profit would be at the bare minimum 199.36, the swing low from June 9th, 2026. Then my second one would be down here around 194, 195, which also coincides with the key level we had marked at 195.62. Also the 100-day moving average curling to the upside. So again, pulling up the short position tool right here. If you guys entered in the trade around 201.80 on the break and retest below 202, stops above high day up here at 203.67, and then your first take profits down here, you get license 3. Just initially, the risk reward on this trade is a 1R trade, 1.3, 1.2R trade. So your risk reward is pretty balanced. So you want to have a relatively higher win rate if you're going to trade with this strategy. But just based on where you entered, there's a bunch more factors, having a higher stop loss, etc. But just for all intents and purposes, if this is what your trade was initially looking like, you would want to, take your take profit out a bit further and try to target down to these lows around 195, opening your risk reward up to a 3R trade, and it makes the risk reward make sense. So you can take 3 losing trades in a row and make it all back with the 3R trade because you have a good risk reward. You're not oversizing, and you have a good position size on the trade, already entering it, and you already have your risk defined. So again, scaling out gradually. So for example, on this trade, let's zoom into like a 15-minute time frame or 5-minute time frames. Bring this back over here. What I'd be looking for NVIDIA on this trade, for instance, is again, I'd be looking for a breakdown right here towards 199 scale, about half my contracts down here. Then I'll let the rest run, potentially try to break back down towards 195. But after you take profits off on the first, take profit down here around 199.36, I would move my stop loss to break even or pretty close to break even. So you're removing all risk from the trade pretty much instantly. So worst case scenario, NVIDIA bounces back up, stops you out, but you're locked in some profits on the trade. But in the case that NVIDIA just keeps on nosediving towards 195.69, 195, the key level we marked out, you have a 3R trade in your hands, the runners work for you, and you're making money just because you move your stop loss. It's a risk-free trade, and you're already profitable in the trade, so there's really nothing to worry. There's really nothing to worry about, and you already made money in the trade, and it's just an easy money sniper trade at that point in time. So the third rule I do, trail the runner. The last piece is for the big move. Trail with the 90 EMA or the Fibonacci extension for higher targets when a price breaks into discovery, and hold the price until it tells you you're done. So if you guys are in Discord, we talked about market structure. So if something's making higher highs and higher lows and continues to do that pattern, something like this, higher high, pull back, higher low, higher high, higher low. It keeps doing like this. There's really no reason to sell this trade, and it keeps around riding the 90 EMA to the upside until it breaks back down below 90 EMA. You can exit the trade right here. So for example, you're making higher highs and higher lows, higher low, higher high, higher low. Then you see a higher high coming right here. It breaks down below, makes a lower low, and starts flipping the market structure back to the downside like that. That's when I'd be exiting the trade and taking all my profits off the trade because the market structure started to shift. You saw a change of character and a break of structure on whatever time frame we're tracking the trade on, and now that's your signal to take the trade and take it off and move on to the next trade. So like we've talked about, you can trail the 90 EMA, exit on the clean close below it, a Fibonacci extension, the 162 or the 200% extension. On option contracts too, you can also roll profits up to a higher strike, so you can lock in the initial trade and roll up and out to different expiration and different strikes. So you can lock in the initial trade and keep the trade running for you because you rolled up to a higher strike. Or if you guys have a decent sized portfolio, you can exercise the shares in a long-term hold and let them also work for you in that sense. And last but not least, when the number gets too big or you get nervous looking at it, let's say hypothetically you're up 1,000% on a trade, if you're getting nervous looking at all that money in your account just sitting there and you're still taking profits, that is also a fine reason to take profits on the trade and move on to the next one. If you start getting too emotionally attached to a trade, you start getting too attached to the outcome on the trade, it's a good sign to start taking profits and start moving out to a different expiration or start closing out that trade because obviously the lights are too bright and you're making too much money and it's time to start reconsidering things, moving on to another trade because you should not be feeling emotional in a trade. It should all come down to a systematic approach, taking profits where it makes sense and scaling out where it makes sense at key levels and stopping out where it makes sense, also having your risk defined like we talked about. So last example here on Microsoft, we're looking at Microsoft here on June 22nd. You guys can see a pretty big move on Microsoft of about 1.5% from 378 down to 373. So in this case, let's say you're looking at for Microsoft the downside, you saw this support turn resistance right here around 378. So you enter on this break and retest right here around 378 and took it to the downside. So let's mark out this level right here, horizontal line around 378. So let's say you enter this trade on Microsoft around this close right here, 377.69. Let's mark this out for you guys. So you enter this trade on Microsoft around 377 on the close of this candle below the key level we marked out. Before entering the trade, my stop loss would be above the most recent swing high, so around this high right here, around 379.41. So you're risking about $2 on this trade, and then your first take profit would be down here around low of day. So I'd scale some out. So already on this trade, you have a 2R trade. So you could scale some out into this take profit zone down here around low of day, around 374. Then all of a sudden you have some runners working for you, and then you could scale out some down right here around 373, a 2.5 hour trade. But then as you start breaking back below the 90 EMA right here, you can see you closed above it right here slightly, but broke down below it. But ultimately, I'd be stopping out around this area right here, around 374, because you broke back above 374 and closed above the 90 EMA on the 1 minute time frame, and that's where we'll be stopping out the trade. Again, using the 90 EMA on the 1 minute time frame, you can get lots of false signals. So you could also use the 5 minute time frame and also use the 90 EMA on the 5 minute time frame to get some more clear trends and more clean directions. You're not getting stopped out too frequently. So again, just wrapping everything up here. How I scale out: take some off at the first take profit, the target number 1, low of day, next kilo will be marked out. Target number 2, take more off, de-risk the trade. And the third step here, the runner, let it ride for the big move to whatever target you're looking for, just using the 90 EMA or using market structure, making lower highs and lower lows, or higher highs and higher lows in the uptrend. So why this matters, why having good risk reward matters, why taking profits matters. One good winner can pay for all the losses. Risk 1 to 3, and a single managed winner covers the 3 full stop losses with room to spare. That's the whole reason exits matter more than entries. Define the risk, take some along the way, and let the runners do the heavy lifting. So if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like, comment, subscribe, and see you in the next video, and follow for more content coming more soon. Simple. New video coming out in 4 days. Easy.